Big moves are happening right now. CRWU is getting attention. Momentum is building. If you want excitement in the ETF world, this is it. Today, we're diving into the one ticker traders and bullish investors are buzzing about, CRWU. Stick around because the setup looks electrifying. Let's set the stage. CRWU is the T-Rex 2X Long CRWV Daily Target ETF. In plain language, it's a 2X leveraged single stock ETF that aims to deliver twice the daily performance of the underlying CRWV exposure. It's part of the expanding T-Rex suite from rexetf, a lineup designed to give traders amplified, targeted exposure to high-conviction names and themes. These products are built for active traders and growth-minded investors who want a concentrated, high-octane play with precise daily targeting. CRWU stands out because it brings leverage to a focused theme that's already gaining momentum in the market. There are several headlines making investors smile. First, Rex Shares has been on a launch spree. Business Wire and ETFGI both covered the introduction of new T-Rex single stock ETFs, and CRWV was named front and center in those rollouts. That kind of product momentum matters. When a fund sponsor expands a suite, it signals confidence in investor demand and in the underlying ecosystems those ETFs target. Second, multiple outlets highlighted the expansion of the T-Rex single stock suite to include 2X leveraged exposure for names tied to cutting-edge infrastructure and cloud-driven businesses. That broadening of the lineup brings CRWU into a family of innovative, tightly targeted funds. Expansions like this often translate into increased visibility, liquidity, and trading interest, all very positive for an ETF's market profile. Third, the performance chatter has been upbeat. Market trackers reported that the 2X long CRWV vehicle saw a notable pop, with 2X exposure in the space rising nearly double digits in short windows as demand surged. Positive performance and strong relative moves get momentum traders on board fast, and that can fuel follow-through from fresh buyers and active strategies. Put simply, product launches, suite expansion, and eye-catching short-term performance are stacking up. Those headlines are driving interest, and interest begets more interest. Why is CRWU positioned so well for further upside? There are several big-picture drivers at work. One, theme tailwinds. The underlying exposure that CRWU amplifies sits at the intersection of cloud compute, AI infrastructure, and next-gen data platforms. Those are some of the fastest-growing segments in technology. Corporations are spending aggressively on compute and cloud services. That persistent demand helps the components CRWU targets perform well over time. 2. Sponsor momentum. Rex Shares is actively building out the T-Rex family. New launches and expansions mean more marketing, more listings, and more broker visibility. That dynamic often results in new flows and higher trading volumes. For leveraged ETFs, volume and liquidity are especially important, and sponsor commitment is a bullish signal. 3. Performance-led attention. Leveraged single-stock ETFs have become a favored tool for traders who want amplified exposure without timing multiple derivative legs themselves. When a vehicle like CRWU posts strong short-term moves, it attracts traders, quant funds, and swing investors, all groups that can rapidly increase demand. 4. Macro and sector momentum. The broader rotation into AI, specialized cloud infrastructure, and capital-efficient compute solutions is a clear catalyst. As these sectors capture headlines and investor dollars, ETFs that concentrate exposure in these themes tend to gain traction. CRWU is positioned to benefit directly from those flows. Now let's talk investor psychology and the long-term narrative. CRWU offers an exciting vehicle for investors who want to ride the acceleration of transformative technologies. The ETF amplifies moves, which means winning days can be compelling and draw in momentum players. Investors are energized for a few reasons. First, the product is new and part of a growing suite. That novelty creates discoverability. Second, it amplifies exposure to high-growth themes. Third, the recent positive performance headlines create a feedback loop. Gains lead to coverage, coverage leads to flows, flows lead to price momentum, and momentum brings more attention. Long-term potential rests on sustained sector growth. If AI compute demand, cloud expansion, and adjacent infrastructure investment continue to accelerate, CRWU stands to benefit as traders and focused investors use the ETF to express conviction. Add to that the backing of an active sponsor expanding the lineup, and you get a crescendo of structural, thematic, and short-term catalysts aligning in favor of the ticker. This is an exciting moment for CRU. A growing product suite, clear market tailwinds, and strong short-term performance make this an ETF to watch. If you follow momentum and thematic plays, CRWU deserves a spot on your radar. Watch the news flow. Watch the volume. And tune into the sector headlines. They'll tell you when the next wave of buying might arrive. If you liked this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more upbeat ETF stories and trade ideas. Drop a comment below. Tell me if you're watching CRWU or another T-Rex fund. I read every note, and I'll cover the biggest moves next. This video is for informational and educational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Always do your own research before investing.